Hello. This brief video is to show how to extract data from WAMAP, the online homework system, into a program such as SPSS. It will be a very brief introduction, and it will show a couple of options that you can choose to include or not, and it will highlight a few issues that you want to make sure you avoid in the process. On this page, I've brought up the assignment that has the data set for the Generalized Anxiety Disorder 7 assessment for a group of subjects, male and female. The information is provided here very briefly, which you can review at your own leisure. And what I want to do is show you how to get the information from WAMAP into SPSS. Here I have SPSS open, and I currently have a data window open in which I have it on the data view. If you look at the bottom, you actually can toggle between data view and variable view. And for now, I'm going to focus on the data view. So first, I want to show you what you should not do. So when you are highlighting the data to select to copy it from WAMAP into SPSS, if you have a table, generally you can just highlight the table, indicate that you want to copy it, which can either be done with the drop-down menus, or in this case, I'll use the right mouse button and click copy. I've copied the data, but I want to indicate that I've highlighted the variable names at the top. When I go to copy this into SPSS, I click the very first cell in the first column, in the first row, and I right-click so I can access the additional menu options, and I click paste, and it copies everything exactly as I had in the other table. But if I go to variable view now, the problem is I noticed that the type of variable that it brought in was a string. Unfortunately, I need everything to come into SPSS as a number. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of this and start again from scratch with SPSS. So I now have a new data window open. Again, I'm going to go back to WAMAP, and in this case, I happen to be using the Safari browser, but this generally would work with other browsers such as Firefox or Chrome. And now when I highlight the table, I want to make sure I highlight everything in the table except the variable names in the first row. Again, I will copy. I'm going to go back to SPSS. In the first row, first column, I'll highlight that cell. I'll right-click and select paste, and all the variables have been brought into SPSS. Generally speaking, that's all you need to do. It is possible that you may encounter other problems along the way where things do not copy properly for whatever reason. A few alternative options for those are to copy things first into Excel and then bring them over. And in the worst case, you would copy it into another document such as text edit, save it as a CSV, a comma separated value file, and then import it into SPSS. I'll have separate videos to demonstrate those for those students that may encounter that issue. At this point now, what I'd like to do is show how to run this data very briefly. But before I do that, I want to go to variable view because I'd actually like to change the names of the variables here, which are indicated as var and then numbered 0001. I'd like them to match the names that actually have been provided in the data set. So the first variable is gender. The second variable is GAD7, which is Generalized Anxiety Disorder 7 item instrument. The next variable is DIAG for diagnosis. And then finally, the last variable is flag. Once I have that information, I can go back to the data view, and now I see that the variable names are actually at the top of each of the columns.